So, hello and welcome to today's podcast. We will be covering the semi-final of the FA Cup tonight. It will be a match between two Wood Elves teams, between Simo and Caspian. So we are in for a treat. I, however, have the sad news, which is that you will be stuck with me tonight. Usually we try to have two commentators on, but due to the Christmas holidays, I have struggle to have someone come and join me today. I have had a plan A and a backup, and both had to bail on me on last minute. So you'll just have to bear with me here tonight, and I'll just have me. I of course hope that you all have had a splendid Christmas, and hopefully also soon have a happy New Year. So I have, however, decided, despite being still in very much the Christmas season, that the snowing has been cut from the graphics, just to sort of denominate that Christmas is sort of over, and we're now looking into the new year, and hopefully also soon a new FA Cup champion. So we have two Wood Elves teams, which is I was going to say a rare treat to have here in the semifinal, and this is the end game. Wow, it's not changing in. That's really weird. There it came. Good. So hopefully in a second or two we will see the match appear. Oh, technical issues. Always interesting. One of the players here are... Let's see if it works, it says. Oh, that's good, it's fine. Let's see if we can refresh the page in here, and then hopefully we would have a match. And then we can also check my ability to set up a league. This is the first time that we have opted to, for the FA Cup, to do it this way. And the main reason for this is we sort of wanted to be able to have a third half. And the way to do that is that we have had both the coaches basically create a clone of their teams in the custom build. The inducement is still calculated from the correct teams, and so, but the teams have been rebuilt, and then those teams are participating in this cup. That way we will, if needed, have a third half. Wow, the elves are already dancing. And we can also have overtime, and we can have a final decision by the game if it comes to that. So Simo had a journeyman join. So he only had 10 players that were not missing next game. And CiaphasCain has gotten a additional assistant coach for the inducements. So let's see. I think we might have to do with the colors here, because I think without the colors, it might be hard to tell the two Wood Elves teams apart here. So, classic formation for the Canes Wood Elves here. 3 in the middle, 3 front pieces to take off the brunt, and all the squishy targets in the back. And a spare, which I think might be of importance throughout the match. And on the other hand, we have the Mighty Quins, Simo, going for a... I think this I will call the I do not want to get blitzed approach. At least it looks like that for now. So, interesting to see if I think the +1 player might come down to play a big role. Who do I think is the favorite? Oh, well, we could. So I think from a, let's call it, statistic point of view, I think one player being in Prem and one being Conference. Technically, I should be rooting for the Prem player, right? On the other hand, you could also argue that being in Conference means that you haven't really been ranked yet. So technically, you could definitely be a, let's call it, Prem-worthy player without just having had to play the matches to sort of advance up through the ranks. So I think, at least on paper, I think it actually might come down to like one team being slightly more skilled, like the Mighty Blow might also start to play a huge impact over this game. And having that Mighty Blow in combination of a spare player, I think might actually come in to play a big role, and hence I would say Cain if I was to say something, and it's mostly purely on basis of how to say team composition. Yeah, I will say that getting this many skills on a, I think, what is that, 6 matches is pretty impressive. So alone there indicates to me that we are definitely talking about someone who knows how to play Wood Elves, right? I think Simon has sort of gone for a I don't want to get blitzed approach, and be interested to see if we're gonna get a Daka here, or I also think try that the one of the concerns for or the reasoning for Simon's team being not having so many skills in the field is that they have 3 missed game players from previous match, right? So it's probably also there, and I think also playing in Prem, there is a chance that there is some, let's call it, nasty teams that cause a lot more attrition than say conference teams do. So, but yes, I would have thought that would have been a, lack of a better word, a bigger skill gap on the players of the team, right? But yeah, should be interesting. Fairly safe positioning of the ball and just getting a little bit of damage, trying to do something. Well, not surprising, not going for a turn 2 touchdown or something crazy like that, but probing the territory to see how this goes. Getting all the blocks we can get in. Not having much luck with those dice though, however, so far at least. But yeah. But also sort of left a gutter down here for directly accessing and putting pressure on the ball. Using the tackle piece, of course, to get rid of that. Ooh. Just talking about like how quickly a game like this can swing. Like imagine one of those war dances going down on turn 1 and that would really cement a difference from the start, right? Also, one thing that, however, is a little bit in Simon's favor is the difference in the rerolls. Owls and I would say double so for Wood Elves, they have a tendency to use rerolls quite a bit, and only having 2 is gonna limit. Let's call it the renowned Elven bullshit plays, right? That there's not gonna be that many times you can go for it. Oh, and that's an early injury and on a failed dodge, nevertheless. Was that not more or less the first dodge? That's not a good start. Definitely leaves Nuffle picking early sides, at least. Not winners yet, thank God, but definitely putting the match a little bit more in Simon's favor already. At least it was not a crucial piece. Yeah. No, I was thinking if any one of them would be brave enough to foul, but I'm thinking with, especially now also with the injury, right? That I don't see them risking. Well, maybe the loner. I think the loner, if the mighty blow player goes down or the tackle player goes down, I think the loner might take a step on seeing if he can boot them, because that would really swing the match, right? But yeah, that's a rough start. Funny thing was, I was thinking this war dances of that turn was like, oh, this is gonna be the prize for the turn, and be like the bad thing that happened, and then nope. Nuffle decided to show his face and go like, yeah, I can do you one better. Yeah. So I think at this stage it's much about the soft sort of say positioning, because both team have so much mobility that they can basically go wherever they want to at any time. So it's more a question of controlling the timing of the touchdowns than anything at this point, right? Cause some attrition is also, of course, key, but more likely than not, you are aiming for trying to get the positioning they want. And you can already sort of see a soft positioning over here to sort of close out Kane's options to sort of like say. Also interesting, like I don't think it's the right choice to do anyway, but I think it's sort of interesting that none of them wants to sort of push that tree into the other. I think it would also just facilitate, like a better word, even more that it will be a random outcome, and especially King would probably not like his tree up against a tree with block because it will definitely swing. Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion. We're gonna go for a free dice, mighty blow, punch on a war dancer. Yep. Oh. Yeah. That's not optimal. It's not 50-50, but it's also close. And it takes root, of course. I would say Nuffle is not being kind here to Kane so far. It's also interesting to see, like, again, this being like Wood Elves on Wood Elves type of match, it is that usually you wouldn't leave a scoring thread like this completely open, right? But because both teams have enough movement to score more or less anytime they want, it's like, I can't stop you from scoring if you want to anyway. So you almost trying to say like, yep, you can have the touchdown if you want to, because I will actually be happy for you to take it, which is sort of a reverse sort of strategy than most of the cases where it's like you're trying to kill and block off any scoring threat, because if they actually have the chance, they will score, because that's just not gonna be something that's gonna be on the table later. Whereas here it's positioning and then Elf pushing on top of that to see. Oh, go for the tree. Interesting. We don't follow. That's curious. So power, hindsight, and power of sitting. I would probably have pushed forward at least, especially if you're not gonna talk to the tree anyway, which I don't think is the right call. But with it being immobilized for the rest of the match, right? You don't need that. It's basically what is it, like 150, 170 team area standing there doing nothing. And I wouldn't call it a retreat, but though it's technically pulling back on the field, right? It is more just a repositioning. It's too early to start scoring here. I think this is purely me guessing, is that we're going to see 2 more, let's call it slow turns. And then around 6 and 7, it's going to get really spicy. And then at 8 is the question of hey, Mark. Yeah, I think right now Kane would have loved that tackle and Mighty Blow had been on the same player. It would have made a world of difference, right? And I also think that's why you're seeing the tree doing the blitzing, because at least that way you get it. The soft, so to say, mighty blow. It's not so easy to control. But yeah. Not a big fan of this positioning over here. Oh, a foul. Well, Nuffle keeps smiling. I think you're gonna have to take the... Gonna do 3 dice mighty blow on a once again. Curse is he not?
You know, I may actually say something witty and insightful soon. I'm just waiting for the players and the coach
Yeah, and
to
a follow up
something.
there.
Anything,
Wow.
please, just be.
Yeah, that's... yeah, it gotta be frustrating. Also because the problem is with this, you got everything clunked up. Right? And you basically surrender this area of the field here now. Are we gonna see 3 dice in this guy? 1, 2, support, 3 dice. Seems like it. Otherwise, there's not really much sense in engaging here, right? But it sort of goes back to the discussion at the start, like who is the favorite here, and I think reasoning is hard to pick a favorite because the teams are sort of ill-fitted against each other. Like Simon clearly would probably at this point give his right arm for a tackle piece, and I think yeah. And I think Kane would have given his right arm for a tackle on that mighty blow piece, right? And the having to pick is not good. So something we talk about sometimes when we have those boot camps is this thing about ordering here. The only thing I don't like about doing it the tree like that there is that you force yourself into you have to reroll taking a route here. Because you can't have your tree stuck there and this player being based here and having used your blitz because you basically open your cage, right? So you could have pulled your cage a little bit over here, still have players to make that safe, so that you could have accepted just that route taking place. You forced it. No. Of course you need to, like, getting trip of one kind is bad enough, but getting trip of useless stuff is even worse, right? And it's a leap. I would not have leaped here. What is that, a leap on a -5 leap? Wow, that's a brave move. Yeah. I think we're going to see a foul. I don't know why, but I think there's a foul coming. And yeah, I was just thinking, like, if it pans out, you get this removal. That's huge, of course, right? But if you get sent off with just a stun, you're also sort of screwed. So are you going to push the chips into the middle and take the gamble, or... I'm saying, like, if one of these two goes up here, I think we're going to see a foul. Yeah, it looks like a foul to me. Just making sure that the right pieces are protected, and then Let's see if there's a soft neck there. Nope. There was also no ref. So, annoying. There's no reward. Unless, on the other hand, you're also happy in the sense that at least you didn't get punished. So again, it's just more a question of wasted energy, but at least you didn't get punished for it. Yeah, you more or less have to blitz this guy over here, I would say. Get a double blitz or a block here. Because the tree's now a little bit. I would say it seems that both L's teams have gone very much to the school of peace, love, and harmony, and not the kill team sports training course. Because except for the self-inflicted pain, there hasn't really actually been that much. And if you look at it from this stage, right, if that KO returns, which there's a really good chance they will do for second half, you're technically still 11 versus 11, meaning full teams. So I think in that sense, there's actually not been that much damage, relatively. And that's why, like I said, the 12th player, right, is sort of important. But I think we're in for a another Born turn next turn. Turn 6-2. And then we get to turn 7, it's gonna be I think there's gonna be something's gonna happen. Because right now they're both just waiting for the clock to move. Yep, get the push, don't get down. You more or less have to push him through, right? And then you have to send your catcher over to assist. You more or less have to back, don't you? But there's not much movement for that. It's very interesting that none of the teams have frenzy. Like, oh, yeah, you might. No. Wow. That is just enough of being mean. That is enough of being mean. That was the APOC. Feels a little bit like Nuffle is taking sides here, to be fair. So it's really brave to that situation have gone like, wow. The dice are just not cooperating here.
And he's still standing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, those sixes are have there been any sixes from Kane's side at this point? Like I don't remember seeing any. Have you guys seen any of the pows from Kane? Because I don't seem to remember seeing any. That's rough. 2 injuries on top of that, right? Well, I could be wrong, but I seem to remember it just doesn't have the same effects on rolling 6s on injuries as it does. Which would actually be sort of a fun. Like don't know the consequences of it, but if you funny, like if you rolled 6s on injuries, it counted as a 7, and if you rolled a 1, it counted as a 0. I'm not sure what that would do through the distribution of outcomes, but oh, see. If this gets to be another removal, it is really starting to turn sour here. Wow. Oh. And this the interesting, I was going to say funny, but not in the funny haha, but the funny interesting way is I've looked at the way King played here, right? It is just it's not been wrong what he's been doing. It's just that he has been rewarded for it, and Simon, like again, like you say, try, like he's just been rewarded. That tree has been on a killing spree, right? And you can't really afford to feed him else to keep him occupied, right? And it would be counterintuitive from the start to have gone, I need to push my tree into his tree. But yeah. 2 removals, so capped at 10 players. Getting players in place just in case he needs to score earlier than he would like to. And a 2. What do you go for here? Because you sort of need to put, like, either you accept fully that you're not going to be able to stop this touchdown regardless, and then you just go for try to get some damage here in the last 2 turns. Well, it wasn't a 6, but for once the tackle did what it was supposed to. And of course, double freeze. Yeah. So being so low numbers, right? It's I think it's the right call also to not to do the fouling here, right? But you can't do much there. Sort of interesting to leave the soft gap here in the middle. Like you're not inviting over here. You're not really inviting here. Yeah, gonna go in here. And if it hadn't been for that one dice, that could actually have been quite interesting. But yeah, you're gonna send him down. That's it. Plenty of movement too if you wanted to move in here. And for once, the tree didn't. Oh, it broke. It used the Mighty Blow to break armor. And it's just there looking like, why is it +1 and 7 and not done? Well, anyways. We're not claiming the space. Oh. I'm not saying that we are risking the touchdown here directly, but no. Trees don't take root. Not that kind of tree, at least. Oh, I am very puzzled at what's going on in front of me here. I would probably work hard to get that serve. Because from this positioning, stopping the TD is more or less impossible, but try. So if I was Kane here, I think I would agree with you, and that's probably what would happen, right? But that's the hard thing of playing, how to say, the game and not ending up playing the dice instead, right? Where you sort of have to accept that you need to just. Are we gonna see a cave dive here? I think we might. Oh my goodness. Reroll, come on. And a straight pow. So that's what you've been saving up for. Wow. Wow. Yeah, now it gets tricky. So how do you want to deal with it from here? Yeah, it's definitely no easy recovery. And you really need a side step sort of piece to come in here to sort of like really block off the ball, and you got everything else tangled up. The problem is like, yeah, I was gonna say, no, you don't deal with that.
I'll be blunt here. If you can't pick the ball,
No,
then
exactly.
play
That's more or less the best you could actually hope for. I think there's still a good chance of a touchdown on the table, but I think that's more or less all you could hope for. Like, of course, you hope to pick up the ball because it would do wonders for, but it's just. And then you hope for the block dodge to do its magic.
Now his body can move freely.
Yeah. I think there's going to be more than one roll. Because I don't see anyone having the movement to straight pick it up and go for a touchdown. Oh, there's at least one there. So even if this one gets away, it's a dodge, it's a pickup, and it's going for it. So that's 3 rolls of... Hey, Max. So there's gonna be a small chance of Nuffles snakes to... What did you see, Max? Anything good? Anything new? Or was a or re one of the O-rings? Yeah, try to clear. This is why I love to get my Wardens' Craven. Don't actually think that's out over here. So I live in a backwaters country of Denmark, so we don't have that many. I'm gonna see a pickup, handoff, touchdown. So that'd be a 1, 2, yeah. That snake's there, and oh my. Nuffle gives, Nuffle takes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, you had to... I would argue with the level of luck that you have had to get to this point, I almost feel that it's sort of justified that... But it is still also harsh. But now we're down to also that this becomes a 4+ either 10 or 9 players. So it's sort of interesting to see, like... Talking about when the tree would root.
Another coach who has forgotten to water his baobab.
No? There's no chance of a touchdown anyway. So we're just going to try to optimize damage.
They could follow up, of course, but they've wisely decided not to.
Well, I would put it this way. It definitely makes it for a lot more interesting second half than it would have looked like probably. Though a 1-turn touchdown is not completely off the table, it's still a unlikely scenario. And we get a clean power for once. And with the mighty blow, like this might oh, and it's gonna okay, it's gonna be KO. Oh, should you use the APOC here? That's a bold move. I think you should maybe almost be sure you have 11 players for the second half. I know it's 50-50 and you could maybe use the reroll in the second half, but you just... think I would have gone for the 11 player, especially because you didn't get the touchdown you needed, and one KO didn't come back, and the other one did. Well, Nuffle rewarded him for that call. Risky call, but yeah. So I think I got away from tournament, but it's interesting to see like Simo has burned quite a bit more of his clock than Kane has, and considering there's potentially 2 halves left, I would worry having used this much time like this. It's always nice to have more than you need, of course, but I don't think it wouldn't have been concerning for me if it has like been like 5 minutes or 6 minutes left over you here, but like down to 2 minutes after the first half. I think decision-wise it's gonna be yeah, I think it's much better to be down 2 players on offense, especially with Woodwells, and then it is so many other things. I think that's also why I would have used the APOC as Simon, because for you are not in control of the match in the sense that with the other elf team basically being able to just wait out the clock and score, and you probably won't be able to do anything. You are down for the most important half of the game on a 4+ on 10 players. And like worst case scenario, the KO roles had been reversed, right? And it would have been 10 on 10. And for me, on that, what is that, 25% chance of that scenario, right? I would have used my APOC just to make sure that that situation I would at least recovered. Because worst case scenario from my point of view here, if I was the blue Wood Elves, is you have to sort of force the other team now to do a mistake or an error or something, because otherwise they're gonna score turn 16, right? And you're really quick snap. Yeah, it just makes it easier. Again, it just stabilizes everything, right? So Simon got away with it, not in the sense that it was the wrong call, but just saying like he didn't get punched for it at least. Yeah, especially also because when you're down to a game like this, whereas like if it's been like Dwarves versus Woodels, right? You don't rely on the individual player. You rely on your speed versus strength, right? But in a mirror match, more or less, right here, right? You are relying on your numbers because that's all you have. Well, Mark, I would say you just need 1 elf, but having 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 really does help quite a bit. So yeah, I think at least. Oh no, you don't reroll. You don't reroll. You just cry and go sucks. But yeah. Now it's going to be interesting to see if Simon going to go for a quick high push to see if he can force a quick touchdown, or is he going to take a slower, methodical approach. If Simon doesn't do anything here, I don't think we'll see Simon doing much for the next couple turns other than just grind, right? So if you're planning for the third half, you might want to blitz the War Dancer, right? If you're not planning for a third half, the War Dancer doesn't really matter. So in that sense, you can already tell here in this situation what is the strategy of the half of the teams, right? So this move, you need a 6, you didn't get it. It's
He's now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
you're pushing for attrition. I don't think attrition here, as in the first of a match here, is the right call. You need to make preferably Kane score early. And this I don't see driving Kane to score early. There's nothing in this that makes me think that Kane is more inclined to score early after this turn. Like this is a help in that direction. I don't think it's enough, but it's at least a help. So if this was me, you need to take this one out. Make him get away from here. You are buying for time. Especially with only 2 rerolls, right? You if this goes into overtime, that one reroll is gonna be crucial, I think. If we're not going into overtime, 2 rerolls should be plenty. And this is also one of those things where when you go to a third half, right, there is this thing to consider, that if you are the receiving in that second half, you are more likely to have to burn rerolls because you are doing stuff that are inherently more risky because you have the ball. Technically, at any point when you are don't like this, don't.
He's now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
The reason why I don't like this is if this snakes, you have to rule. Yeah, even this, you sort of. So here the numbers is really gonna matter, and this is why if we take a small peek here. Oh, are we gonna reroll?
I think that tree man
We
was
rerolled.
thirsty, Jim.
We got the loner, but we failed the second. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is a brave call. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think it's high for my risk profile, but I can see why. Because you basically just lost your 11th piece there, right? Yes, you can still feed him a little bit, but that won't last long. So the reason why I don't like pulling up here is you now brought all these players into sort of play, and they are now a part of the pressure that is on your cage. Whether if you left your catcher over here, blitz them over here, so he was within, you still have 2 turns. And that means also that he needs to pull forward, and you can then move the other way around. So you're more in a reactive position, right? You get time to react. Now up here, if this for whatever reason, like if this snakes or whatever, if this fails, you are in trouble. Though I would say I am... Oh, no, I don't like this. I don't like this passivity. You're giving the tree, you're giving time. Time is not on your side. Wow. We're talking about those big things that can swing in a match. You more or less have to APOC this now. Yeah. And APOC decided to do diddly what. So, yes, it was almost like I have a crystal ball. I would love to have a crystal ball. Wow. Brave. Don't understand. I understand why doing it. I it's brave move, but I can definitely see why. This makes it a lot harder to dive. It makes it a lot easier to score with. It leaves you a lot more control. I just don't like. We are still doing it within the zone of where everything can get to you if this goes wrong. Why are we not doing it down here? And likewise, this, like I said, if we had pushed in here and made more or less everything engaged, like, what are you risking? That he goes up and score early? That's what you want him to. So you need to make Cain roll as many dice as absolutely possible. I understand why we're trying to feed the tree, but the tree is not your problem. Your problem is Cain is controlling the pace of this match, right? Yeah, I didn't even see what he got for the water answer.
That's an invasion of personal space.
Sniped.
Contact his HR department
Whacked.
immediately.
Just right. 7 is badly hurt still, right? So that would actually have been he's just sniping, But hey, it matters.
5 gold pieces says he gets kicked in the face first.
It's enough. I understand why we want to keep the tree entertained and busy, but this match is not about this tree. This are much more like. You're trying to you're putting pressure on the cage, right? Yeah. The only problem I see is as much as you like to do all sorts of things here, right? We are down to 9 players, and one of them being the tree, so technically we're down to 8, right? Building the cage is the first 5 players. That leaves you with 3. 1, 2. That means 1 spare. That's that guy. So you have the cage and you have nothing else. So even this little maneuver here, as much as I'd like to see the blitz there, yes, exactly. You are opening in your cage. You need to get something. Tree. Take roots, but at least he got up. Yeah. Sucks, but Nuffle is being mean. Nuffle is being mean. Yeah. So I would have started with this one over here. It's a 3+ with reroll. I'm not going to be rerolling that 2+. Right? But technically that is better. And this is the thing, like I talked about, like the pressure, right? Now, we are finally now starting to get to a point where Simon is trying to push. And the further he can push this cage backwards, the more he can claim the field. And with these pieces up being here and dilly-dallying, he's now very much open to so. Like if this player's armor breaks, right? We don't have a full cage next turn. Try if you think this is bad dodging. I think there's a lot of the Dark Elf players in chat with you who will gladly show you a few of their matches and tell you that this is not actually bad. It's not optimal, but it's not bad. Why are we going? Okay, so we're caging the cage. Is that what we're trying to do? 2 dice. You're gone.
There's only one word to say about this ball.
You have to go both down. Yep. Yep. No reward. Tree away. Yep. This is where this piece going down now becomes important, right? Because you got no way to relieve the pressure on the ball here. And there's actually not really anywhere you can go.
Surrounded by adversaries like that, I hope he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
They've got the advantage.
Yeah, we get the straight pow, and if that's a removal,
Get up or get off the field.
over here somewhere. Come on. We need to get away from all this. Yep. Yeah. I'll go up.
On the edge of
No.
the
What are we
field,
doing there?
within grasping range
What
of
are we
the
doing there?
forwards.
Don't like it. Don't like that either. Yeah, I gotta reroll that. Oh, we're concerned with the wrong corners in the wrong order, and that forces us to have to rerolls. Finally,
That player has gone down hard.
love to see that finally happening. You need to pull this one out too now. Question is, do you want to just block off this dude and make sure that war enter is just going to be delayed? So 3 turns left, right? 21 squares. We are well ahead of that timeline, so we're not in a rush. And you're not rerolling this. And another stun. Wow, it's one thing is to fail, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the injury 5. At least 5 dodges that I've seen break armor. Yeah. So I love elves, but elves is okay, slightly better than Kimberly. Let's be fair. But the problem is, like, when you have elf turns and you roll 18 dice and there's no ones, right? That's magical, and you can do a lot of shit, right? But you don't know it before you start. But the turns when you have, say, 3 or 4 ones in 5 rolls, you are screwed, because you live and die by those ones as an elf player. Like, and the stability of that are low, right? So right now it's Simon is basically playing the will you nuffle out here, right? So he's creating situations where he's just hoping that Cain gets the proverbial snake eyes, right? You can do a dive. Oh, he's gonna do a dive. Oh, there's that guy left, right? I think. Follow. Why?
Power 3 is a fart
Why
in a thunderstorm.
not following? Like, the only, so to say, problem there is here is that everything is on the line every time that Cain does anything here. Like, I will take a wager that Kane's blood pressure is a little bit high at the moment if I was to guess on anything, because like, he keep having to roll for stuff. Yeah. Now use this piece smart. Come on. That's not this. This is, oh, not efficient. And oh god. Yeah. Yeah. I think the 1 in 9 here is the right call, right? I just, oh, just imagine how much more peace of mind you would be if that war answer was here instead. Or if you had taken this and put here, and this guy over here. Technically the same positioning, right? Same, or at least the same amount of players, right? There's always chance of getting back pounded, but by having sidestep here, you are saving all these dangerous squares, and you're blocking off running around. That's just bad luck. But I think that's the difference between. No, it's fine. It's fine. That's the thing that, especially when you play elves, is this thing about like, just like normal teams like dwarves or orcs or chaos are like too reliant on that. Of course, my block's gonna go okay. Elves have a tendency to go, I think I'm clearly gonna be able to dodge out players, and it's like, yeah, most cases you are, but in that 1 in 6 turns where this sort of thing happens, then you should probably have covered your bases a little bit better. Unless you start overdoing it like I do, and then you... Is it going to be a 6? There's going to be 2 6s. Wow. Wow. Oh, and where's that bounce going to go? That's probably going to be the game. That bounce goes there. Is that going to be within? It's going to be within. Oh. So, one more square and it would be down a bit bounced over here. Different game. Down here. Very different game. So that bounce there might decide the winner in a short second. We don't know, but I think there's a good chance that bounce is gonna at least determine the winner of this half. So at this point, so Nuffle, in fairness, did take a big swing at Cain to begin with, but since then I would also say that Nuffle has definitely taken a big swing at Simon from there on. So I don't like that. Take that thing. You're not going to reroll it anyway, and I'd rather have this player in a position to go somewhere. That's cheeky. And I KO, of course, on top of it. Wow.
Player's eyes rolling up into his head. He'll be up for some time.
You dodge down there? No, you can't. You don't have the mobility for it. Yeah, I was just thinking that, and then go in here. And a 6. Wow, this is... Then you do the jump right. Up here. And you do the dodge. And for a penny and for a pound. And a touchdown. Ooh. We'll definitely have some excitement here for the next 2 turns. 1 knockout, 2 knockouts, all of them are back. So we're back to the 10-10, right? 10-10, yeah. So 2-turn touchdown is definitely on the menu in most cases for an elf team. But it's definitely also not a given. I like the sidestep on the side. The tackle piece to be protected. On wood, maybe push these a little bit more up here. Yeah, like that too. Either or. Either you go further behind and you make it so you can't be touched and you stand down here. You can still reach where you need to go. But right here, you're just, like a better word, begging to be tagged and hope that fails, right? But Simo definitely has the disadvantage that she is, they are definitely in the position where they need to score here, right? Yeah, I think that's the bear why the jump I would have taken is a 2+, if I remember, because no, it's a 3+2. But it's a 3+, you only roll once, and if you fail it, you have to use your own reroll instead. Yeah. Yeah. So just in case those who aren't aware, if this goes into draw, there will be a third half. So that's also why they're both trying to be very conservative with their rerolls at this point. But definitely excitement to the blow of the whistle. I'm sensing, I could be terribly wrong here, a push to one side. And I think it's very much the I don't like the sidestep, and let's get away from that one. I don't think it's the mighty blow. Should maybe put the mighty blow over here. Not so much because of the mighty blow, but because the block dodge would make it hard to get past here. This side has at least, yeah, try. I think you're right. I think it's war dances also, but for me, I would also really fear that sidestep. With no tackle, that sidestep becomes a danger. Wow. Wow. That's definitely gonna matter. So let's see. That's 6, that's 7. Wow. So what's that? We're around here-ish?
Decisive.
He's now as free as a fart.
Almost.
We may see that player later, if they wake.
I would say Nuffle has definitely changed his allegiance, and wow, a dodge there too, and a single dice. That's gonna say well, at least Simon got another reroll. I'm starting to fear that might not be enough.
They're just too fast. Break some legs, please. It's too speedy for my eyes.
So if I am Simone here, my biggest concern is how to deal with the, lack of a better word, thrower issue. I'm actually inclined to go like, if I go this down here, and I can put it, what's that? I could have made a handoff to the thrower up here somewhere next turn, and then made a throw from here. And I think I would have opted for that. Yeah, but if so, right now, by having the throw down here, the pass will more or less guaranteed have to be from here. And I would rather have had this guy run down and make it next turn, so he could do a handoff around here to the thrower. Then the throw could have run up here, and then the throw would have been from here instead, and then thereby have done the throw to any position here, because this makes all these positions up here viable targets. Right now, the only target that's going to be viable is one of these middle stops here, because everything else now needs to be a handoff up here. That means if I can kill off the chain here, for example, there's not going to be a handoff. And I could have bypassed that with a throw. But that required that this would have been the guys who go down. And he could even have done a throw. Like a really cheeky throw. But he could have go down, and the throw to the thrower. The thrower would have run up. So what are we going to go for here? We're attacking. Gonna probably... No? Okay, I would probably have whacked this one.
That's it. Force him back and then
Is that for a third half? Maybe. Maybe for a third half. Because this one has catch skill. So does that one. What are we going to do with you? Here. So with the thrower there, I'm gonna go and give the thrower there. And then we're gonna do a throw from here. Cheeky. Not gonna happen. No, not gonna re-roll that. This sucks. Another. How? So, I would say I don't think Kane overall should be crying of over Nuffle, but definitely the Dutch is been somewhat lacking. So hand off here. Then the question is, who are you gonna rely on trying to do the score? 4+ with reroll. 4+ with reroll. And you can probably get rid of that guy there. And then can you make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oops, what's going on over here?
That is as slippery as an eel, but not quite as
And you go here. Reasoning why is if he wants to go that way, then you hope he follows. Because you go there, it makes no difference. None of the other squares matters. Yeah. You hope you follow? No. The path is there. It's a 3+ with reroll. So a 2+, 2+, 2+, 3+ with reroll, touchdown. So that should be happening. Unless Nuffle decides. One question, he can't even steal any rerolls. He could have stolen one there. But the rest is covered. Yep. And a Dutch, and it's a touchdown. Yep. Oh, here we go. So who do we think is going to win? Who's going to be the favorite? I think I can put it this way. Whoever wins the toss.
All the knockout players are back on the field. How dare you?
And who got the... Quins won the toss. Oh! Of course it's Simo. Well, I was going to say, Nuffle has the winds of Nuffle has definitely swung the other way around, right? I was gonna say if there is no more injuries coming soon, I think Kane is gonna have a hard half here. So just for those who are not aware, this is the third half. If it for any reason is still a draw at the end of these 24 turns, the winner will be randomly determined by the game. So that means that everything's to play for the next 8 turns here for both teams. There's no golden goal, so that means also that if someone scores early, the turns will continue. And with a player like this, one turn is on the table. Not likely, but on the table. I was just gonna say, is it time for a blitz? I'm also almost feeling like it's time for a blitz here. Coaching. Oh, and Kane got the reroll. Yep, that's gonna be interesting. It definitely helps. And bushwhack, and
That's an invasion of personal space. They should contact his
yeah, I would almost follow.
Immediately.
Well, you could also just grab the KO on top of that, of course.
Murderous little beasts.
it feels a little bit like the blocking dice and injury dice has definitely gone mostly in Simon's favor, in all fairness. What is that? And another injury. So we talked about injuries. Should need to swing this. Like, unless you fail. Like, I think at this stage you just have to go for an all-out push and then just see what happens. With being capped at 8 players, right? At least for this half. Or sorry, drive. I think you need to do a push and just hope for the best. There's not really much point in trying to drag out the time and go for attrition because
Hey, I can sing. Did you know that, Jim?
you are 2 players behind, right? So even if you get 2 players, you're still... Yeah, I love that.
My life coach says I have
I love that.
a healthy baritone.
I think this is much more the... Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's a little more cheeky than I had anticipated, but I would definitely... You gotta go. Yep, yep. Wow. Wow. This game is definitely not good for my nerves. Yeah. Yeah, you're almost gonna... Yeah. And yeah. Wow. Well, I did say that I thought it was the time for some aggressive play. I would say this was even more aggressive than I had anticipated, but I still think it was the right call. Oh my god. Like, you could probably push one of them away, right? And then you pick up on a 3+ with a reroll. The bigger problem is you can't really... Oh, just a... Well... This means everything is in play, right? I like this high step guy there. And the problem is you can't really blitz with this guy, because if you blitz with this guy, then you can't do a pass, and you really sort of want to do a pass, right? But then you have to... Yeah. And then you do the proverbial. And this push, we'll fine, we'll accept it. Now comes the question. Are you going to do the cheeky and do a throw to this guy? If you keep the ball down here, you are under high pressure at least. If you get the ball up here, it'll be up here. It will be at least a turn two for Cain to remove. Oh, and the time. This little sneaky... I don't think he's going to get to do all the things he wants to do this turn, and I think he might even failed and success and and a failed pass. Oh, oh my god. So, And the 6 seconds left. This is where the panic starts to set in, right? So red needs to just get this guy away. And can we... Oh! And another pure POW. Those are coming in handy at the moment. And a stunned. Wow. So now this guy needs to do something just to get something done. But this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a handoff. Here's the question. Do you take the touchdown or do you wait? We got the answer. Wow. I was gonna say we are back to 10 on 10, right? No, 10 on 9. Wow, 10 on 9. How do you recover from that? Mentally. Right? You were in the driving seat, about to win. And Nuffle, solid defense on a square. Oh my. Like if there's a bounce there and there. Like this is horrible. This is doesn't really matter. So if Simone scores now, right, and the final ends with 2-2, it will be a game determines irrationally. It rolls a sequence of rolls dice, and who rolls the highest gets a point, and whoever gets a certain amount of points, blah blah. Basically, random 50-50. Nothing. How to say on that? So no rerolls, no nothing matters. Just that. And a touchback. So. A little bit less sweat on the brow of Simone. The problem is almost like Simone, like even if Simone scores here, right? Like even like you don't want to give Kane a chance to go and score the other way. On the other hand, if you don't score, you're leaving it to chance. I don't know. Again, I don't like this sort of... Okay, at least you did this. I swear you're going to do the block and then move the thrower. But at least you did the right sequencing there. Though I don't understand why this is not being moved. I can't see.
They're just too fast. Break some legs, please.
Oh, the knowledge of this really matters down here.
They may be fast, but once you grab these bozos, you can usually strangle them easily enough.
I think I might try to Mighty Blow that player there. 3 dice it and Mighty Blow it. Yeah, I'm gonna... You never know. I'm gonna do another dive? Are we gonna do another jive? We can't reroll that. Yeah. No, I don't like that. I don't mind the diving. I think the dive is the right call. I just don't like the reroll. Because even if you get down here, right? The strip ball is counted by the short hands. The tackle counters the dodge, right? But you still need a 5+. And anything but that 5+. Or that 4+. We just got tackle, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather have the threat of the one-turn touchdown or the returning touchdown. Because right now we don't have, as Kane, the rerolls to make a likely scoring threat the other way, because we are now bare. And as So on here, I would almost say that we have to push for the early touchdown now. Right? Not panic early, but early touchdown. Because with 2 rerolls, we should be in the driving seat to be able to, over this many turns, to score. And that's why I don't like that reroll, because you are now in the in a really weak position. Like, you don't reroll this either. Oh, he's even got blocked, so double don't reroll that, right? And I would even say, like, now is a chance where we try to take the loner and we try to take this guy out, because this is the biggest threat for your team, right? Oh, another attrition. Yeah, we need to go for the early touchdown here. Capped at 8 players. Yeah. Gets the send off, however. Can we argue the call? No. No. The ref agreed with himself. Then we're capped at 9. Yeah, you more well, I like the going for the kick player, because he's going to be handy in a second. And by removing the, lack of a better word, control, no, don't do fouling. Don't do fouling. My nerves don't last for this sort of thing. Now, this would be very interesting to see. I actually like the don't put on pressure here, because you don't want him to actually be forced into doing anything. Because as Kane, I actually don't want him to score here, but I can't stop him. So I want him to stall out the turns. And here Kane is basically, sorry, Simone is basically deciding when he want to score, because he has nothing to stop him. He has the decision purely in his decision, right? So am I going to stick here and stall out, or am I actually going to move in and score and try for a winning touchdown? And I'm going to try for a winning touchdown. I think it's the right call. We'll see. Nuffle has been a little bit fickle so far of the match. Yeah, I go for the win here too. We got more players, and we have 2 rerolls. And from my point of view, the rerolls is actually almost the most important thing. I know the casualties, of course, nice, but it's more a question of everything that Kane is going to be doing here carries the risk of a turnover. Nothing blocks, going forwards, leaps, everything is now going to be a turnover, right? There's no recovery for it. So unless Nuffle decides to be kind again and give Kane another rule. I for better and worse, since these 2 teams are really hard at stopping each other, like these Wood Elves have a hard time stopping these, and these have a hard time stopping those. It is not about who can do the most attrition. Attrition helps, of course, but it is controlling the time, and it's about controlling the rerolls. Yeah, it's a really red. Is that there, and there? And who got a reroll? Okay. Well, Nuffle has a way of making this interesting. That was another reroll. Is that a ball on the ground there, or like what's happening with the graphics here? What? Where's the ball? Oh shit! Where is the ball? Because we just ran past the square and there's no ball.
Did you know the Spike Magazine trophy was forged in hellfires deep beneath the blighted cigarette of Tsar Nagrum?
I'm just gonna try to reload the game because this is really bad. If what I fear happened here. Bollocks. Oh, he has the ball at least.
If I had a gold crown for every player I've seen lying on the field during my career, well, I could start my own team. You only need $1 million.
Yeah.
Gold, right?
So the time bank, it's basically gone over here. This is just because the let's call it glitch, where it doesn't show the correct time. Due to the reroll, I actually like that he's here now because it means that it can be passed off in all directions. Because Cain is actually in the position where he wants to wait. Soft wait. And I actually think this, like a couple of turns, is going to be much more interesting because with 2-2 as the score, right, they have all to play for now. And we're down to the number of turns that there isn't going to be anything, right?
I should probably say something meaningful to all our Cabal Vision viewers. I can think of as splat.
Yeah, however, yeah. Ooh. Well, Nuffle is definitely not done doing his magic. Take root. Don't care.
Another coach who has forgotten to water his baobab.
Doesn't really matter. He wanted to go in and try to cage dive. Now I think it might also have been, in my opinion, a little bit early. However, there is something else to be mindful of here. Wow, brave move, but seems like we're gonna get rewarded for it. So with Simon being the receiving party, right? He actually only has 2 turns left. That means that unless he gets the ball this coming turn, he doesn't actually have a turn to score in. So by trying to make a play on turn 22, he has a turn to try to get the ball free, a ball to secure the ball, and a turn to score in, right? Yep, this I sort of like. I think the cage is a little bit claustrophobic for my liking, but other than that, could we make a little bit space for it?
Hey, things are getting interesting.
What? Here, take here instead. Yeah, no reason to take out here. If I can pull one of these 2 actions instead of them having to dodge out or take the risk of dodging out, this I like. Here. That guy. Here. here. We are claustrophobic. All this can pull in now. The handoff, I think, is less concerning for me. I do not have a problem with him having the ball in here. So, for me, if I was Kane here, my concern is, does Simone prioritize to have something that is a potential scoring threat? Like, right now, even if he does get the sack and everything, there is actually nothing to score. This, or yes, this guy needs to be put forward. No. Because you're gonna blitz with this guy. That's what we're building up to. We're gonna take a cage dive in here. We haven't actually taken out this guy. We're not even gonna do that. We're gonna reroll this, of course. And we're screwed. Because here's my problem now. Even with this guy, he has to go here, at least there. And he didn't. Good. So, Simone, for better or worse, has sold off his chance of scoring, right? So that means that he, at only best case scenario, can draw, right? Because there's no way he's scoring next turn. And the problem with this here, in my opinion, is that you made it so Kane can only focus on scoring. And that makes it a lot easier than if you have to actually also take into consideration. Whoops, and there goes the war answer. I think that might be game, boys and girls. Question is almost here. Do you know? Do you score? Do you do the cheeky handoff and just score? I think I'll take the touchdown here. Right? So, that means now the KO didn't return. So all of a sudden, the match is now swinging heavily the other way, right? And I must admit, if this holds, the prediction of whoever won the toss won the game will have been incorrect. Oh, I'm gonna go for this type of defense. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like this. No, it's the grab thing, right? The grab does really fuck with the. But it's like, from my opinion, you needed to make it at least a little bit more player consumption, because there's like no players here, right? Are we gonna go for a pushing? Oh, we're not gonna grab the tree. Like what? What's going on? I don't get this. Yeah, that seems a lot more correct to me. I don't get that either. Over there. We're blitzing in here, right? Then we're pushing in here. So we might want to take this one over here and that one over there. No, I don't get this. Someone got sent off. Who got sent off? No one. That one got downed. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna grab the tree and use, like, in all fairness, if you make the one-turn touchdown with the tree, I almost think that you should you deserve the win, right? Oh, you gotta reroll that. That's not good. And Congratulations. That is GG.
This player likes to be well assisted in a fight.
I will, however, say that tree has been really good at rolling both down. And with the lack of block on the other side, that's yeah. We have a conference player in the final. Congratulations, Cain, and commiserations, Simon. In all fairness, you both played amazing. You really did. I think we're down to the twinky small details of why it panned out to this.
Yeah. And thank you for a good game, Simo. I think that was very close.
Yeah, well done. Good luck. I'll tune in and cheer on my fellow Wood Elves.
Thank you. I was hoping for that.
Cool.
I'll be there for your game as well, Archangel, to cheer on your opponent, because again, I don't want you to win. I will.
I will take that as almost a pat on the shoulder, and I can't blame you for choosing him over me. I think it will be a better match for you, at least. So. But thank you for playing your match and letting us stream it. It was definitely highly entertaining, and to those of you who are still around, thank you for watching, and have a great